Welcome everybody to After Duty Hours Ep.7. I'm your host, Rene Flores Jr. And as always, this podcast has no affiliation with Ramstein Air Base, U.S. military branches, or the U.S. government. Introducing our guest this episode is Brianna Albano. Oh, no.
You're so close.
All right, we're keeping that. Honestly,
you're so close.
I made a mistake. You know what? It goes back to one of these episodes where I talked about how I'll never be a teacher or substitute teacher because, oh my gosh, I'll probably be like the Key and Peele like episode where he's like talking about Ron and but what do you think about the podcast so far? I know you said you haven't listened to any so far, but I mean we're not in our podcast room right now, as you can tell. It's kind of hot over here, but I know you kind of seen the concept. You may have maybe skimmed through what it looks like already.
Yeah.
Just get your thoughts.
Just a tad. I also just seen you guys work in the background, like setting up the stage and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And just the way you described it and everything, it's very interesting. Mm-hmm. Just the way you took something just to get Airman's voice out or just anyone's voice out and try to not affiliate it with the military and just let them be actual humans.
Yeah. I mean, that is definitely the goal. And a lot of people enjoy it. I mean, what I hear about, outside of the podcast, people are like, oh, I want to get on it, or you should bring this person on it. Or then some of them will be kind of shy. It's like, I don't know if I want to do it, but I'll think about it. I think just the fact of being on a podcast is, probably exciting for some. But if you were to kind of change or maybe take away anything, do you have any inputs on what you would kind of want to see more or maybe get taken away?
No, I'm not a very big podcast person.
Yeah,
sorry to say.
No.
Like I said earlier, I'm a fake podcast fan.
Yeah, but I mean, when we were talking to you that other day, especially when you were helping us sound test before our guest got there that day, you had a lot of interesting perspectives that we wanted to bring onto this podcast and even kind of give you kind of like a departing gift, because I know that you're leaving Germany soon. So I think
this Thursday.
Yeah. So I think what you could bring to some airmen that maybe just got here, you can probably give, some advice of what you've experienced here and what you would, advise them to kind of do different, maybe take advantage of going out more if that's their thing. But before we begin that, we kind of want to know who Brianna is. So we're going to start with, your hometown, kind of just like your background, your family background, your status, everything like that.
Everything like that, all that jazz.
Yeah.
Well, leading into that, all that jazz, I'm originally from Chicago, Illinois. Mm-hmm. For the people out there who are actually from Chicago and want to know the exact area, I'm Bridgeview.
Yeah.
Cook County.
No Texas this time.
No Texas.
No.
I will stick to my deep dish pizza all the way. I'm the youngest out of 3. My brother is 22 and my sister is 30. She's adopted. Mm-hmm. Have both my parents. Grew up in the suburbs. We lived on the poverty line, I would say. Mm-hmm. I lived in a trailer most of my life, and my parents always had the mindset of we rather have nice things and live in a trailer than have a nice house and have absolutely nothing. Mm. So we had nice things. It was just interesting because the area that we were in was really a melting pot of Chicago with the poverty and different cultures and stuff like that. Like you had Greek, you had Mediterranean, you had Polish.
So were those kind of like motivating factors to kind of get up and like join the military, get out? Or is this something like that was in your family that like how did you get into the military?
That's kind of a complicated one. I will not lie.
Yeah. If it's too personal, okay.
It's not at all. Well, COVID hit, first off. I really didn't know what to do for college. At this point in my life, I wanted to do musical theater for college, but I didn't know where to start. And my mom, being a child of a military member, she wasn't able to join the military, and she really wanted one of her children to be in the military. My brother can't join because he's on the spectrum.
Okay.
And my sister is just out of the house.
Yeah, she's gone.
She's gone. So my mom's like, hey,
yeah,
you don't know what you're doing. Try the military, because at least if you do 4 years, they'll pay for your school.
Yeah. Did she tell you Air Force or just any branch?
Just any branch. My sister's husband at the time suggested the Air Force because he's Army National Guard, and he's like, live the life of luxury. Don't go Army. Go Air Force, because at least you get a hotel room and not a tent. Yeah.
I mean, I get a lot of those conversations where I have some friends here, and there's no beef or anything. It's just like friendly banter. They'll say like they'll be Army, and then like they'll talk bad about the Air Force, but like all in good jokes and fates and stuff like that. And then they'll look at me because I'm the only Air Force there, and they'll be like, no offense. And then like 2 seconds later, they'll be like, man, but honestly, should have joined the Air Force. And so like I just find that kind of funny how they kind of like banter about it, and then like they
complain
talk about, that
they're in the Army.
Yeah, for sure. So continue with your story about joining the military. So your mom,
my mom
highly suggested to join.
Yeah.
Tell me how that process went, because I kind of joined near the COVID area too, and I mean it was a year process.
So when I joined, they had the what is it called? The delayed entry program, I believe it's called.
I wasn't ever part of that.
That's what I was a part of, because I technically signed or like went to the recruiter when I turned 17, but they waited until I was 18 to sign the
final contract thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And once I was on that final contract, I waited like 2 months to ship out to basic. During this,
when was this though?
I joined basic December 1st of 2020.
Okay.
2020. Yeah, 2020. So almost 11. No, I don't know how many months into COVID. Either way, I had nothing, because my senior year of high school was crappy, obviously. Yeah. I didn't get a prom.
I didn't get a prom, yeah.
No, I was a COVID senior, so I didn't get anything.
That's kind of unfortunate. Like, I know some people that didn't get a prom either, and it's just like you go through like all these years of school just to have somewhat of a moment, and then you don't get it. But
no, for your graduation, you drive up in your car with a face mask on. You get your diploma and you drive away.
Oh wow, that's how they did it?
That's literally it.
That's crazy. But how long was your tech school? Because I know you said you're med. So I know those could be a while. I was just curious because mine was like only like 3 months ish.
Well, I went to tech school January 21st, and I technically graduated June something. I can't remember. But I also got recycled.
Oh, okay. Were you here for OAR here?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I was. That was one of our conversations.
Everyone here except Courtney was
not here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everybody else was here.
Yeah.
It was one crazy time. Were you? What kind of hours were you working?
We were still working our normal hours up at Larmsey, at the Family Health Clinic.
Yeah.
But I would go out and volunteer in the hangars. There was times when I volunteered with ERPs as well to help load them on the plane and get them from the hospital. Med buses, really cool, very interesting to see how they're set up, because you get
no seats.
No, they don't have no seats.
Yeah. I was thinking I've seen some med buses before. They don't have seats, or like
maybe
the first few.
Yeah.
a rose, and then after it's just in the back,
Completely.
nothing.
You've seen them in use before with the mannequins and stuff like that, but it's crazy to see them with the actual patients.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy. I mean, it was so chaotic. We were actually, our jobs were like on the buses. Well, he was not here.
Yeah.
But like I was on the bus helping transport them from each different section or whatever.
Oh, to get them processed, like get their paperwork, toothbrushes.
The tent, and then take them to that Hangar 5, or I don't even know.
Oh, Hangar 5 with the female and children, right? Is that
I don't know, but
1 and 2?
it was definitely like a crazy time.
I can't remember which hangars.
I didn't mean to get sidetracked too much, but I want to talk about, so you're leaving Germany.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of want to get your best memories in Germany. Like, you've been here
2 years.
2 years, so
That's hard. I would have to say definitely the atmosphere, because working up at Larmsey, it's just like a family up there.
yeah.
Like, we literally put family in the family health clinic. I will not lie. We fight like a family. We love like a family, and we bond as a family.
Yeah. That's always important.
It is. And I noticed here in Germany, it's pretty frequent where your coworkers become like a pseudo family, because you're away from the States in a country that you've never been in before, and everyone's speaking German.
Yeah. You kind of find that bond towards each other, because it's like y'all are both in the military, sacrificing time that, you know, with whatever you left behind in the States.
Yeah.
And y'all have that kind of common ground right at the get-go to kind of build upon and
just form that connection.
Yeah. I definitely have those. I know back in my shop we did the same thing. We'd have parties at my place, and I mean, I enjoyed it. I just didn't enjoy it the day after. Not about any hangovers, but the cleanups. I was like, there's just so much beer on the floor, and I had cats, so it's like I had to make sure like my cat slept in my room, close the door, because I didn't want like my cat getting drunk by licking the floor and stuff like that. But you had a lot of times where y'all went out, maybe out of the country, or yeah.
Actually, when first getting here consecutively, our Air Force team up at Larmsey in the family health clinic, we would go to our lieutenant colonel's house and have dinner with their family. We called it Pasta Wednesdays, and it was just like an Air Force bonding thing.
Yeah.
Because in medical, you get really close with your providers, your technicians, your supervisors, because it's set up really weird, because you have me at the time, the A1C, then you had the staff sergeant, and then you have the major or lieutenant colonel at this time.
Yeah.
He didn't lose rank. The lieutenant colonel PCS. Let me make that clear.
Oh yeah.
The two different providers.
Yeah.
But our lieutenant colonel would invite the whole Air Force team. Me, our staff sergeant, and our tech sergeant, and the Army technicians as well. Yeah. And we would just bond and eat pasta, listen to random songs. Like, did you know there's a remake of the Bohemian Rhapsody, but Cardi B WAP?
No, I didn't know that. Y'all looked it up on YouTube or whatever?
Yes.
Oh,
it's
wow.
It's a song.
No, I'm just kidding.
Y'all can look it up on your own. But
post the link.
Full set.
Yeah, but I think that's really cool, because I was talking to my LT about, you know, how she would walk into the room, you know, a bunch of junior enlisted, you're talking about senior airmen and below, airmen, A1C, all that stuff. And, you know, we do our customs and courtesies. We all get up, you know, standing at attention immediately. She's like, at ease, you know, as you were. And then she's just trying to chat, but obviously she can't chat to everybody. But like, I could tell that she wants to be engaged with the junior enlisted. Like, you want to have that relationship with your junior enlisted, but I think even when we were talking about this last time when we were just like test recording, there's like that disconnect between that officer rank and even junior enlisted. I think what you're displaying here is like, you know, it's okay to not be afraid, but still be respectful.
Yeah.
And it's easy. I chatted with the LT. I kind of learned more about her, told her more about me, because I just kind of like let loose. I was like, I'm still going to respect her, but I'm going to pretend like, she's just a human. You know what I'm saying?
Why do you need to pretend? Don't get me wrong. Customs and courtesies, obviously,
for sure,
important. But that's a thing that I feel like does get lost, because in medical, I'm not going to lie, customs and courtesies 100%.
Yeah.
But you learn that they're people too, and you just talk to them like normal people. Like, at first, obviously, give them proper customs and courtesies, but then you're able to have general conversations with them.
Yeah.
They're people with lives. They have families.
Yeah. And like that, I don't know, it kind of took me a while to learn too. And I mean everyone, I feel like could be afraid. I mean, like, just with the rank, you don't know how to act. You're kind of new to the Air Force. You don't want to mess up. I have like, whenever I was talking to LT and she kind of went away, the airman that was right next to me, he was like, oh my gosh, man, I don't know why I get so nervous, but I do. Because like, I think we were in a certain type of gear that you were at certain types of, on the, the month when the sirens are going and stuff like that. He didn't recognize who she was. I'm not really trying to say like,
oh yeah.
Yeah. But like, he was just like, what's up? And then like, he didn't realize it was the LT. And I just thought it was so funny. He was like, oh, but like, I don't know. I feel like, I think where you're kind of like sharing the story of like camaraderie, of like building a relationship with your teammates. Mm-hmm. Like, you shouldn't be so afraid of, everyone is in the military. Everyone's, sacrifice something. Show your respect. Show the Air Force Air Force courtesies, and then, I don't know, just kind of like have that mentality of like, it's okay to open up. Like, you shouldn't like respond in these one word sentences or like, it's
humility.
Yeah,
you
for
have
sure.
to have humility.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
really hope I'm saying that word right.
Yeah. No, you are. I think, thank you for kind of bringing that story up. Because I do want to display that to maybe some of the junior enlisted that are listening.
Yeah.
To not be so nervous. Just kind of be yourself, and still very important.
Keep your customs and courtesies.
Yeah.
When time permits. Like, if you're outside, obviously, salute, but don't be scared to ask them how their day's going, mm-hmm. or
how their weekend went, and actually want to hear it. That's kind of different whenever you just say, oh, how was your weekend? Like, if you kind of engage in the conversation, it comes out a lot differently. Like, if they ask you, how was your weekend? Tell them how your weekend was, kind of, if you want to, but that's, if you give your one word answers like, oh, it was good. Like, don't expect to get anything back.
Yeah.
But that would kind of be my advice, is like, when people ask you, how was your weekend? That is kind of a double-edged sword, because some people just ask how you're doing and they don't really mean it. They just want to hear good, and then that's beyond.
And that is that.
Yeah.
But like, you can tell the difference though, because the people who are engaged, like,
yeah.
Here, how was your weekend? What'd you do?
It was actually eventful. My cousin came. I don't know what we did Thursday or Friday, but I know that we went to knock shift on Saturday. I know, this is my second time being at knock shift, and I've been here since March 2021.
Yeah.
And I went on a Disney night. It was
a Disney night.
Yeah, they were playing Moana and High School Musical. They were like, we're so, I don't know. It was, they had Stitch. They had who else did they have?
Bugs Bunny.
They had Bugs Bunny in there. I'll post a picture.
Bugs Bunny, what?
Yeah, wait, is Bugs Bunny Disney?
No.
I don't know why he was
I don't believe
Now
so.
that I think
no.
about it, he's not even Disney.
No.
he's a Looney Tune.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, who else did they have? They had Patrick. That's Nickelodeon. Patrick rode
He's not-
through. Hey.
They're secretly all owned by Disney. That is what we're learning today.
Oh yeah, exactly. The master plan here.
The master plan.
But
all Coca-Cola.
yeah.
Where's your cousin coming from? Where did they fly into?
So he flew in from Texas.
Nice.
Shout out Texas. Now he has some friends here, and he's actually on that United plan. Well, he has somebody who works for United, so if you like get on their list, then you can kind of like go on a flight on standby. So he was literally at the airport waiting to get on a flight, and there was one spot left before they closed the doors, and they're like, okay, you can get on. So like that's how he came to Frankfurt. But now I took him to the train station today, and he's going to Amsterdam because he has friends that he went to college with. They live there now. So
In Amsterdam.
yeah. So he's living his best life. So I'm gonna just let him fly.
life.
You know.
What do you mean let him fly?
I
I mean,
don't know.
he's going to be flying high sometime.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know if he does that stuff. I don't want to say nothing. He's a civilian, by the way. I think I should plug that in.
Yeah.
But you work on two different bases. I mean, you live. Wait, do you live on base?
Yeah.
Okay, and then
so
you work on
Alarm-C. So
Okay.
technically, not technically, I am a geographically separated squadron from the medical group here on Ramstein.
Yeah. So how is that? Because I know I live on a different base and I work here, but it's not so different because I feel like, I mean, this is where everything is happening. I feel like, I mean, this is where you get most of your activities. When you have the Freedom Fest, the Bazaar, all these different events, they happen on here, not at Alarm-C.
Yeah.
So I know that when you got on the DEN committee, that's kind of what Chief Kelly heard from you, is seeing how you wanted a central location where maybe some people who were at Alarm-C can kind of communicate with people who are here, because you don't really see them that much at work. And the possibility of you finding them, outside of work and you're on the base here, there's no really need to kind of like approach each other because, you are doing your own thing by now.
Yeah.
So.
It is very difficult. I will not lie. Because you have the junior listed who are up at Alarm-C. And yes, it is very few. And a lot of them do live off post. Mm-hmm. But the ones that do live on Ramstein and have to commute every single day, we will not lie, we don't have that much communication with Ramstein. That's really the struggle. That's what I brought up to Command Chief Kelly when I first met her at the general luncheon, that we don't have that much representation from Ramstein up there. We're kind of like...
So did it feel weird coming home with that?
Elaborate, please.
Because like if you're there most of the day and you come back here, it's like you gotta feel, I wouldn't say out of place, but like
I just live here.
Yeah, that's kind of like how it feels. Like you just live here, and then when you got to go to the commissary or go to the BX, you go and do your thing, and then you come back. But you haven't really made, I don't know how, you said there's not a lot of junior enlisted, so like there must not be a lot of people in your dorm that you kind of know or work with. You had to kind of meet them on your own.
Yeah.
So you probably felt disconnected a lot in that sense.
Yeah. Everybody in the Air Force up at Alarm-C, I would like to believe, not everybody,
Yeah.
At least from my perspective, we're really disconnected from Ramstein. I heard this from some tech sergeant. She described it perfectly. We're basically the stepchild of the medical group.
Yeah.
Like, we're there. We're just there.
Yeah.
We're not really brought into, like, the activities unless it looks good, per se.
Yeah.
But we also support the missions both hand.
Yeah.
Because, at least with Ramstein, with the Alarm-C collaboration, like the coincide with the ERPs,
Yeah.
it works beautifully.
Mm-hmm.
The transfer. But we just are very underrepresented from Ramstein.
Yeah.
It's hard to get connections on Ramstein when you're on a different post all the time, which is why when I met Command Chief Kelly, she recommended the Den to me.
Yeah.
And during this time, I'm trying to figure out ways to like incorporate myself into Ramstein, because if you work on Ramstein, you're able to blend into Ramstein pretty good. But if you work up at Larmsey, it's really hard to do things here.
So getting on the Den like committee, did you kind of like incorporate them as becoming a family as well? Did y'all hang out more? Did that actually help you joining?
The Den did help me join a lot more on Ramstein and get connections, because what I could easily do now was get like events and stuff like that. And this was during the time when our first sergeants were putting together a junior enlisted group chat, to which there was only 40 lower enlisted in that group chat. And I would be easily able to just shoot the flyers and stuff like that. So the Den did help me pass along information, because I know we do fall in the cracks all the time. Yeah. Because I hear people talk about this event, and then I'm like, I never got an email, and they're like, have you checked your box? And I'm like, yes.
Not on the distro or anything.
No. And it doesn't help that we have different emails too than you guys.
Oh, it's not us.a, it's like something med or something?
Yeah, it's mil@health.mil.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, because you bring up the events. Huh?
I hope that's not OPSEC. I don't.
Oh no, you're good. As long as they don't know. I mean, you didn't say a full email. You're good.
Yeah, no.
There's like I bring up the event where they had like this winter bazaar over at CE. I think in 2021 in December. It was a great. It was a great event. They had like a mechanical bull. They had like this life-size like foosball human like thing right here. They got it from Event and Fun Concepts.
Was it Dorm Domination?
I don't know, but CE put it on, and it was past the pig. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the boar.
Yeah, the boar. My bad, CE. Y'all are still legendary.
It's a pig. Confirmed.
Oh, don't come after me.
Canceled. Completely canceled.
No, but anyway, so it's like, I'm sure y'all are busy, being med and all. But like, if you were over here already and you were allowed to go to that event, at least it's like right there.
It's a walking distance.
And I'm not saying like
we're allowed to go.
Yeah.
But I have to drive.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's like Narnia far, but it's like, you being like over there, it is different.
Yeah.
But no, that's really good, and it's really cool to kind of hear your perspective of like, live here but work mostly there, and you've kind of conquered that. Getting out of your shell and kind of putting yourself out there to get more connections and kind of be more involved on Ramstein, even though you work on a different base. And I think, that's very important. And that mentality that you had and you kind of stuck through it, it benefited you in the end. I mean, look at where we're at now. I mean, like, I'm not here when it's open. I'm not a dorm airman. But I promise you, if I lived close by, I would walk over here on like nights where I wasn't doing much. And so I'm hoping a lot of people do enjoy, this place. And I haven't seen the crowds other than the opening. But I just fun. I just want to shout out like to the Den, like, don't neglect the time that you have here, because this is a good centralized area to have fun, play games, watch sports, I don't know, in the bar area, or, do your
paint.
art, record something, karaoke, have fun, meet people. And honestly, it's like a college. Like
it is. One of my favorite things about the Den is because I had something similar when in high school.
Mm-hmm. It's like a study hour or something?
No, it was literally a place located like 20 minutes away from my high school.
Oh, okay.
It's called the Bridge Teen Center.
It's like the skating rink back in the day. Everybody went to the skating rink on Friday or something like that.
No, but this place was set up with like a study area, kitchen, a gaming room, like what is it called? A stage. Yeah, like a rec center. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But it was strictly for teens in high school, in middle school.
Oh, that's cool.
And the way they would fund this place was they had a thrift store next door, and of course they're in a bougie area, and they would have rich people donate like designer stuff. So they would take what was donated, sell it, and then put it back to the kids. Okay. Like they got sponsors like Dunkin' Donuts. They would bring in Dunkin' all the time, have karaoke night.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I had that growing up, and you also had the same thing at Fort Sam Houston in tech school called the SAC. It was literally something similar to this. They had a study area, gaming area, TV room. Not a TV room, but you get what I mean.
It's just like a TV. You can watch sports. You can, you know, like y'all, like a watch party or some sort.
Recording rooms. Yeah. Like I had these things through progression, and just seeing the den, I'm like, this is so similar to things that I would volunteer to all the time. I'm like, cool, I gotta help out.
Yeah, and I just want to say, like the KMC First Four, the private org that we're under, I mean that is definitely our goal, is to raise money and throw it right back into the junior enlisted with, you know, den events, you know, stuff that you don't have to pay for, that we can just kind of give back. So I mean, I don't have much longer. I mean, I have like less than a year. I mean, probably, I would say 9 months, you know, quick maths, maybe, if I'm right. But I hope to see a lot more before I leave, and I feel like we will. And Are
you talking about military-wise or travel-wise?
Oh, no. I mean, I'm talking about the den still.
Okay.
The den. Because, I mean, like, I feel like there's still work to be done, of course.
Oh, there is.
Yeah. So, like, I'm just kind of excited to see, you know, with the KMC First Four and the den actively working to kind of, like, fundraise and funnel that all back, what we can bring to the table, and, like, put more stuff in here or host, you know, more events, gaming events and stuff like that. You know, it could be anything. Watch parties, maybe Super Bowl parties for the airmen. I mean, that's something that I'll probably see before I leave. But before we get too further into our other segments, so you said you didn't watch episode 1 or neither of the episodes, but that's okay.
Like I said, fake fan.
Yeah, but we're still happy to have you. But I want to bring up your skateboarding incident, how you broke your leg.
Okay.
Yeah, because I should say because, not because. I broke my leg skateboarding as well.
Did you really?
Yeah, in episode 1, I talked about it.
What leg?
This one. I'll get up and show it to you.
Is it your right?
This one. So.
Your right leg? We have.
Right there.
Did you only break that one?
I think it's tibula. I think that's
the
what
tib.
Yeah.
So. I went above and beyond. I broke straight through.
Oh, okay. So there was bone out the skin? Oh, wow. Look at that.
So you got the scar, and then I broke this one right here.
Yeah. Ow.
So literally, like, the pressure of my skateboard literally, like, did a bilateral fracture.
Yeah. Weird question.
What's up?
Yeah. Do you have a picture of you on the floor of, like, somebody?
I have the x-rays.
I was going to post. So people actually posted pictures of me on the floor on the street.
No.
But it was okay. I mean, I was laughing and whatnot. I mean, I was laughing the pain away. But
oh, you laughed too?
Yeah, because I was like in
I was laughing hysterically.
I was like in a shock.
Crying.
Yeah, I was like in shock. Yeah, I was just in shock. But I you know, I was doing my research before trying to do this podcast, and I saw that happened to you and that you were running. And so, like, how that kind of stopped your goals when that happened, because you had to go through physical therapy. I mean, trust me, I know dealing with a broken leg is like the worst. Oh, like, I'd rather have broken both my arms than my leg. Like, Yeah, it's just really bad. But, tell us about the story, and then we'll kind of get to, and then I'll kind of repeat my story if you want to hear it. But start from the beginning.
Definitely. So it was just, it was one of the weekends.
Here, Ramstein, right?
Yeah, here on Ramstein, literally. I was here at the den. I was working on the Air Force Sergeant Association banner, and I ran out of lead in my lead pencil. And I rode my skateboard over that day. So I'm like, yeah, let me just quickly grab my skateboard, ride over to my dorm room real quick, grab it, and then just come back. So I rode my skateboard over behind the building. In front of the trash cans.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but I lost control somehow. I rolled off, excuse my profanity. I screamed fuck 3 times.
Yeah.
Did a few breathing exercises and started gaslighting myself, basically. I'm like, this doesn't hurt. Just get up, walk it off.
Yeah, but you couldn't.
No, because as soon as I tried to stand up, I felt crepitus, which is the medical term of bones grinding.
Oh, wow.
I felt my bones grinding, and I'm like,
Should call 112.
So that's what crepitus feels like.
Yeah. Oh, man, that's really bad.
I didn't think of calling 112.
How fast were you going for that to happen?
I do not know. I think I ran over a curb, and just the way my leg landed, probably the force just went straight through.
Yeah.
But my brain, I'm like, because EMT mode just took over. I'm like, cool. So we know that there's crepitus. We know there's an artery in this area. So let's try to find the artery.
Yeah.
Cool. There's still a pulse. We're just going to keep this stabilized right here so then that doesn't slip. And that's when I called 112.
Yeah. Nobody was around?
No.
Oh, man.
I was literally laying there just holding my leg just there. And then, yes, a guy did walk by sooner or later, and he was going to keep walking by.
Yeah.
But you could tell something in him's like, I should probably ask.
Yeah.
And then he turned around and he's like, hey, are you okay? And I'm like, no. Straight face. I'm not crying. I'm over here how? Why? What?
Yeah.
I'm not crying or anything. I'm like, I gotta call my friend now and tell him I can't make it a leg day.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Not
you can still do arms though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he comes over. He's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "I broke my leg." And he's like, "Oh."
Did you call or something?
Yeah, I called at this point. I called 112. Which interesting. But he's like, "Is there anything I can do to help?" And not the slightest hesitation. I looked at him. I'm like, "Yeah, can you get my longboard? I went over there somewhere."
Yeah.
Because in my head, I'm thinking that's an expensive board.
Yeah. It was a longboard.
Yeah, it's a longboard.
Okay.
A lawn yacht, I believe. I'm probably butchering that.
Yeah.
But he grabbed it, sat down, and we started talking. Found out he worked at Herbs with my friend, and I told him to text her, being like, I said hi. And she proceeded to text me 20 minutes later.
You should have took a picture.
I'm sorry that
just kidding.
You had a flex.
Yeah.
There. But then
did the ambulance come or anything? Yeah. Okay. And so did they cut? Were you wearing shorts?
No, I was wearing
pants or something. So they had to cut open.
No. Oh. Thankfully, the sweatpants I was wearing were stretchy, so they could go over. Man, you're lucky. Yeah. And I was wearing my slip-on Vans at the time, so they easily were able to slip it off.
Oof.
Which was interesting.
Did it not hurt at one point? Even with me, after a while, the shock went away. Therefore, the pain came.
No.
No.
The only times that I really felt pain is when I was going uphill in the ambulance, and it was flopping because I had. It was literally flopping. They tried to stabilize it as best as they could, but they're like, well, go slow. And each time they went over a bump and it flopped, I just laughed hysterically.
Oh, man.
Laughed like I was the Joker.
Yeah. So when you got there, how, like, you got in the hospital bed, like, did they give you any pain medications?
Yeah, they did. This story is just so funny in my head. Because I did end up calling my friend before going in the ambulance, telling him, hey, I got to skip leg day. And he's like laughing because he thinks I'm joking until he hears the ambulance. And he's like, what the fuck? Yeah. Excuse my profanity.
No, you're good.
And then when I went up to Larmsey in the ambulance, another friend who worked in the ER opened up the ambulance doors. And he's like, why didn't you just drive?
Bruh.
He opens it. He's like, why didn't you just drive? And I'm like, I broke my leg. And he's like, I bet you didn't break it. As soon as we went back and and got the scans and everything, he rolled me out and he's like,
dang,
you broke it. And I'm like, and you wanted me to drive.
Yeah, that is crazy.
They did give me pain medication. When they did do like the imaging
surgery?
and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Imaging. The surgery's not yet.
Yeah, surgery's not yet.
Not yet.
I'm jumping the gun here.
Just a time. But when they got the imaging and stuff like that, they obviously had me in Sam splints at this time to stabilize my leg.
Yeah.
The doctor comes in and he's like, so we're going to have to reposition your bones. Fun. To stabilize them and then put your leg in a cast. So we're going to give you ketamine to knock you out.
Yeah.
To which if anybody is on TikTok, yes, ketamine, a horse tranquilizer.
Sheesh.
Obviously not the same dose. But they're like, it's going to knock you out. It's going to be great. And at this time, my friend came up to Larmsey because I have no ride. I can't drive. My leg's broken.
Yeah.
I need someone.
Yeah.
And I don't have a family out here. I'm a single airman in a different country, first time away from home, basically. And my friend's just there, and they're like giving me the ketamine and stuff, and it's supposed to knock me out.
Oh no, it doesn't?
No.
Oh my.
It does not knock me out.
Yeah. No pain yet?
No.
Oh wow.
I'm not going to lie. The pain has started after the surgery.
Oh.
And stuff like that. That's when I started to feel the pain.
Was it like a burning sensation?
It was like a deep ache.
Oh.
But once I started doing physical therapy, that's when it became a burning sensation.
Yeah.
Because that's like the breakdown of the scar tissues.
Yeah, that's what happened after mine. So I was a civilian. So first, whenever I went the first time, my mom taking me to the emergency room, they gave me morphine. And my goodness, that was crazy. But I didn't feel any pain. I remember they had me in a splint or whatever. At first, they were like saying that it could probably heal on its own. Well, let's see. It never did. And those were the worst days of my life. At the point of the surgery, they take me to the room. It's super cold. You're wearing that robe. And I remember I was like, I'm going to stay awake for whenever you give me. What do they usually give you whenever you're about to go under surgery?
Anesthesia?
Yeah. So, okay.
Sorry.
So, no, you're good.
The milk.
So I remember I was in that room. This is the craziest room you'll ever see in your life. It's just white in there and the lights are everywhere. It just automatically feels like negative, like 32 degrees Fahrenheit in there. It's just crazy cold.
I rated a 4 out of 10.
Yeah, it's really bad. And so like this person was like, oh, okay, you're going to start from like 100 sheep and then we'll tell you how far down you go. I was like, all right. I don't even remember counting. She said I barely got to 99. I was like, there's no way. But I don't even remember it.
Yeah.
Next time I remember, it was like a blink of an eye. I was in there. When I woke up, they were already re-numbing my thigh to kind of numb block the pain. And I remember later that night when the numb went away, I just felt like my foot inside was just burning up. So that was crazy. Like I said, it was horrible. But
it sucks.
Yeah. But how about the kind of time you had, after the surgery, or in fact, tell us about your surgery before we get to the kind of like the recovery.
The nitty gritty.
Yeah.
Well, I had the surgery the next day because I had like 2 cancellations, so they were able to get me in fairly quickly.
Yeah.
Taking
priority.
Yeah, and I remember asking this doctor before going under. I'm like, "Can you please take photos of my surgery?"
Oh, snap.
Because I'm that person. I like surgery videos because they're interesting.
Yeah.
This is just a me thing.
I actually know somebody who has a picture of their leg cut off. Remember? Did you seen that? Yeah, someone's leg got. What was the story?
It got caught. The boot was caught, and the boot and foot had to come without the leg. So it's like bone, foot, really like just ripped.
It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. So he was like, he told the doctor, take a picture of my foot. Literally this much bone sticking out, and then you got the foot. And it's crazy. I don't know if I want to show that to people, but I definitely.
You could definitely show me later.
Yeah. I'll try to get the picture, and then I'll probably send it to you after. But sorry,
that's
continue your story with trying to get a picture of it, but it never happened.
It never happened.
Yeah.
I was sad because I gave him crap for it later. I'm like, I asked you to, and he's like, I'm sorry.
I forgot.
And I'm like, sad. But they rolled me in the back. I remember them asking if I wanted a nerve agent because I said yes, obviously. But they stuck a needle in one of the major branches. I can't think of this really keenly right now, but they basically put a nerve block that like went all the way down my leg, so that at least for the healing period, like my leg is numb and I won't feel as much, which is why I didn't really feel any pain until like a few days later. Yeah. Because I had that nerve block because I'm like, let's just do it. Then they rolled me back. They did, obviously, like the anesthesia and stuff like that. I don't remember what they had me do. They had me do something. I think I was.
Same story. You don't remember?
Yeah, I don't remember.
I really wanted to try so hard to stay awake, but I guess,
tried.
Yeah,
I tried so
crazy.
hard.
It'd be like the movies, man.
It was. I would be terrified to be awake during surgery when they.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But all that was
honestly
done.
nah. I'd be kind of curious if they have a way for me not to feel pain, but me to watch it, and for me to stay extremely still. That'd be kind of cool. Actually, no, I don't think I could. I wouldn't be. Yeah, my wife's telling me now. I could barely clean the kitty litter, let alone see a bunch of blood and stuff like that. Shout out my cats. Anyway, I miss Salem, by the way. Anyway, sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
Your recovery process, because I remember my physical therapy. There was at one point where I started driving with my left over my broken foot, and so I was driving like this to get to my physical therapy. But at one point, I just stopped going, and I feel like that has probably damaged me a lot because I stand weird now. Like my ankle goes in. It doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
So like, how did yours, go for you? Like, I mean, you had to experience it here.
Yeah.
So, but you were getting paid, so that was cool.
It still.
I just had to.
It still sucks.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm, like I said earlier, I have no family out here. I'm completely alone. I'm depending on friends and everything, and I'm living in my friends. I'm living at my friend's house. I'm living there with his family. Like, his wife needed to help me with basic human shit. Excuse my profanity yet again.
No, you're good.
But I needed to live there, or like needed some sort of support because I lived on the 3rd floor. I can't drive my car because it's a stick shift.
Oh, you're gonna need. Yeah.
So you need both feet.
You at least need 2 feet.
Yeah, and my ortho told me I can't drive at all.
Yeah.
So not fun there. I had physical therapy 2 times a week, sometimes 3, for a while.
How many months you say before you kind of got fully recovered?
Able to walk again November, and I broke it August.
Okay, so 3 months.
Yeah, 3 months ish. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I mean like fully, like you took the boot off and like you were ready to go.
November, yeah.
Yeah.
End of November.
Oh, still?
Yeah.
And you were, it was because,
I worked my ass off in
yeah.
physical therapy.
Yeah. See, that's why I felt like mine was so long, is because like I just stopped going to physical therapy. And I think that's, you know, if you have physical therapy, I mean, go to it. I mean, especially when you're in the military, I feel like that's mandatory. Like you can't be missing that. But you know, even to people not in the military, you know, stumble upon this and kind of listen to it. Don't neglect, you know, exercising, stretching your leg, getting it back to the best condition that it was before. Because, I mean, regardless, it doesn't feel the same. Like, it don't feel the same. Like, I can feel the difference. I still get pain running. Yeah, I feel the difference between my left to my right. And I just think about, you know, when I get older, I'm like, dang, like when my bones get weaker, like that.
I feel the weather.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a built-in weather system. Like 2 days prior, I was in pain. I'm like, it's gonna rain soon. Yeah,
it rains. Oh, shout out to Marcy, by the way. I was sweating a little bit at the beginning of this podcast. I mean, it kind of went away now, but man, it would have been bad in that other room. Like, it would have been bad. But yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, when I stumbled upon that, I was like, oh, she broke her leg too. And now it's like the same kind of like area. I mean, you had a different break than mine.
We had
similar.
Yeah. It's the same.
Do you still skateboard then?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the only difference is I kind of put it away.
I mean, don't learn.
I was never really good at it. I would probably be a longboard rider because that's all I liked to do was to ride on the skateboard. Yeah. I was never really like, I could never really do like the fancy tricks.
Oh no, the only fancy tricks that I could do was like the wave motion on my longboard, and able to like crouch and stuff like that. Like, I was grab
the front and kind of
like swerve. Like there was a few things I was able to do on the longboard.
Yeah, just kept it simple though.
Yeah, but longboarding was literally one of my mental reliefs. Like one of my favorite rides ever was a 3-hour long ride. I literally went into town, sat at a bar and got cheese sticks and then rode back.
Dang, like 3 hours?
3 hours straight.
So an hour and 30 minutes there and
and back. Like, dang. I would ride it fairly.
You were going fast on the Autobahn?
Yeah. Like
I can just say, or like you got the little button and you can go faster. And
full legs.
Yeah. But dang, that's kind of crazy.
My friends would slide up like because we share like the Apple Fitness. Whenever I finish like a skateboarding thing, and they're like, "How the hell did you burn 1,500 calories on a skateboard?" Yeah. And I'm like, "It'd be like that."
Yeah, you were kicking for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well. That's pretty cool. Let's get into the next segment. We got a couple questions.
Yeah.
Some questions repeated from last episode, but that's because we think it's a good question to ask our guest. Picture yourself in a world where you never joined the military and you got to work your dream job. What would you be doing? I mean, we kind of got an idea, but I want to hear it from you.
If we're still basing it off of the mentality I had prior to joining the military, I would be in musical theater, possibly on Broadway, because that's what I was hoping for, was to make it big on the theater section, if that was acting, musical theater.
Do you feel like you could still do that?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Not as much.
I mean, you can go to college still if you have. I mean, I don't want to like. I don't know the time that you have on your hand, but like, you know, I'd feel like if you put your mind to it and just do little by little, you could, if that's something that you still want to do. We all here are totally rooting for you, whether you want to be here or do your dream or whatever you want to do. So we're all supporting you.
My dream is different now.
Yeah.
Because of the military.
Yeah. So you fell in love with the military?
I fell in love with the military, but I fell in love with medical.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
Like,
that's pretty good.
Yeah. I love my job.
Yeah.
Like, and you don't, sadly to say, you don't hear a lot of people saying that in the military.
Yeah.
I love my job. I love the people I work with.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it does get a little mundane. That's normal.
Mm-hmm.
But it's always a different story when it comes to patients. And it's
Mm-hmm.
basically a bunch of algorithms. Like, is the patient's bleeding? Cool. Where are they bleeding?
Mm-hmm.
Like
the TCCC. What is the
March.
Assess
March.
Where the bleeding's at or whatever. I don't even know the step, but
yeah.
Hey, shout out your mom for that. But
yeah. Now I want to either become a doctor or a physician assistant.
Yeah, I mean, shoot. I mean, I believe in you. I feel like you have a good head above your shoulders, and like you've already displayed that when you set your mind to things, you get them done. Especially when you did the DIN committee. I mean, going through even a break in your leg brings out the best in us because we have to deal with so much stuff, especially mentally. Because it does, I mean, you become dependent in a way because you're hopping around and, you know, like you got to take a shower, put the bag over your leg. And it's just an inconvenience, especially over here. So it was worse for you than me. So kudos to you. And I believe that anywhere you go these next few years, you're definitely going to be at where you want to be at. So next question.
Do not recommend crutching up 3 flights of stairs.
Oh, yeah. If you can...
Don't break your leg in the military.
Yeah.
That's a
disability. I mean, I broke my leg again. And in tech school. In tech school. So I broke this leg in 2016, I think.
Okay.
And then I broke it again in tech school in like 2021 in February. So I came to Ramstein with my leg, but I was kind of almost healed, but it wasn't like... I ripped my 5th metatarsal. And I'll show you a picture after. Just remind me. Would you rather... I mean, I feel like I know the answer to this question, but it's still a good question.
Yeah.
Would you rather work at Ramstein or RMC?
RMC.
Yeah. The family.
It's the family and just the joint environment.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you get a lot of that experience over there too. So that's a really cool perspective to have. To the best of your ability, what advice can you give to a recently PCS junior enlisted airman, you know, overseas? What advice can you give him now that you're leaving? Some of the best advice you can give to somebody who just got here, maybe around your age or something like that. Take your time.
Don't fall victim to staying in your room.
Yeah.
Don't. If you see something that slightly interests you, do it. Go travel. There's so many cheap options like Ryanair. Like I've been to so many places in a small amount of time.
Yeah.
Just don't stay cooped up in your room. Like there's people out there that would be a lifelong friend if you would have just got out of your room.
Yeah. And I think that that's important to hear because I know some people that want to stay inside and going out or traveling is just not what they want to do. And that's cool and all. We're not trying to force anybody, but I mean, let alone that one statement, you could meet somebody who could be your lifelong friend. I mean, and if you're 18, 19, 20 years old, I mean, and you find some peers that are around that age, you'd be surprised on the people that you can connect with on that level, especially being the same age, in the same predicament and stuff like that. Yeah. So that's really good. Thank you for that. We're gonna go into our next segment, which is bean-boozled.
Bean-boozled?
Yep. I also got a trash bag with some sort of
bean-boozled. Oh, this. Okay.
Right. So we got a couple questions.
Okay.
If you choose to answer them, you can just answer them. If you don't choose to answer them, I can't really open this really well. Can somebody help me? If you choose, thank you. If you choose to answer them, you have to answer them truthfully. And if you don't, you get bean-boozled.
So basically, either answer the question truthfully or eat a bean.
Yeah. No lying here. This is very important because the question number 1 is very important.
Okay.
All right.
Which
All right. You ready for question number 1? Are we good to go, guys? All right. Let's go. First question is, what's your social security number?
Okay.
All right. Let's see what you get.
You really did that purposely.
What is
Oh,
that?
it's stuck in between.
I moved it to black. Sorry. So
You
what is
did that
one?
purposely. What
No,
was it
I don't
stuck
even know
in?
what that one is. Let me see.
Cappuccino or liver and onions. It could have just okay. Stink bug. Okay.
Oh snap! This is in German.
This is not.
Oh, that's not. Okay, cool.
I'm assuming this is the bean.
Wait, which one did you get? The toasted marshmallow or stink bug?
No, the cappuccino.
Okay.
You put on the black bean.
Okay, cappuccino or liver and onions. So,
I already found it.
okay, cool.
See, I beat you to the punch.
Okay, cool. I mean,
gotta
I
be
don't.
quicker than that.
I don't eat candy. I would definitely participate in this with you.
Oh
But I'm
wait,
sorry.
you gave me this bag just.
Yeah, just in case.
I'm like, I don't need it.
Oh, but you have to actually eat it though.
Oh, crazy.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. You got this. Come on.
It's
You never know. It could be a cappuccino.
It's definitely gonna be livers and onions. Let's be real here. No, I actually got cappuccino. My luck
Okay,
is
awesome.
luck is
And
on
we
my
need to call.
side.
Hey, get some more questions on the side just in case. All right. Next question. What's the nastiest thing you've seen in the dorms?
I really don't know. I would just say when on Bay Orderly, when opening up like the fridge,
Mm-hmm.
and airmen forget like their food in there, and
Yeah.
it just smells rancid, or when dishes are like piled in the communal kitchen, and
yeah.
it just mold.
Oof. Yeah, the cleanliness in the dorms. That could be a tough one to clean up for sure.
Yeah.
All right, next question. Would you rather call your ex or get bean-boozled right now?
Right now?
Yeah.
Do I actually have to call him?
Yes.
Chaos. Where's my phone?
Oh, snap. This is that stuff that you see on like Instagram or like the YouTube shorts.
I choose chaos. And he did text me 3 days ago, so this is awkward.
No, don't tell him. You just got to call.
What do I say? I need a story here.
Dang, that's a good
Hey,
question.
what's up? I'm on a podcast. You're famous now.
There you go. And then just hang up.
Huh?
Say, I know what you did, and then hang up.
Oh, that's insane.
Homeboy does not deserve that.
I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
I'll just tell him, hey,
Hey, I just wanted to say hi, but now I gotta go. Actually, sorry, bye.
yeah,
I don't want to.
chaos.
Okay, let's just see what you do. I believe in you.
I just have a Snapchat.
If he doesn't answer, you win.
What?
If you don't answer.
You win. You're cool.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Are they in the same time zone?
He didn't answer.
Oh, this is so bullcrap. All right. Well,
I'm not-
nonetheless, that was entertaining. We had everybody on their toes.
I choose chaos.
Okay. Dang, I really want you to eat more beans. Tell us a secret about your husband that nobody knows. Expose him. We need a juicy one too.
I don't got any juicy ones. The only one that I can think that he would just hate but like appreciate is that one of his favorite gifts that I got him is a squishmallow of a pig because his favorite animal is a pig, and he cuddles that shit every night.
Shout out CE. Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a picture of that? Send it.
Oh, I don't.
I'm gonna post it on the later. Dang, eat some beans.
You listen.
Okay.
I'm brutally honest.
Yeah, I got you. No, that's a good thing.
You got me at the Social Security one.
What? Dang, I should have had more of those impossible questions.
What's your mom's maiden name?
Yeah.
This
You wouldn't add it?
This is turn now. What's your mom's maiden name?
What's mine?
Yeah, what's your mom's maiden name?
I know it.
What is it?
Ann.
Okay, cool. What's the last four of your Social Security number?
That's easy.
Well, I don't want. Hold on. Where's my PR training here?
They made us write it in basic.
I mean, that is true.
On everything.
All right. The wife has spoken. It's a no.
Exactly. Now spin for a bean.
Oh no, I can't.
You've been bamboozled. Uno reverse.
I can't.
Take a bite, taste it, spit it out.
Okay, I can't eat candy. I haven't eaten candy since like October 23rd. All right,
The
for
tables have
the
turned.
Vine. I mean, for the podcast. All right, I'm landed on orange. Oh, what is this? A juicy pear or a burger? A booger. A booger. What is this? It's got like little things on it. All right, this is it.
Hula, yippee.
This is a juicy pear.
Congratulations. How do you feel? He
It was
spits
good.
out.
Dang, I haven't had something sweet like this. Look, taste it just so you know. This other half I didn't bite.
Oh,
It's
well,
gone.
she's not eating that.
Okay. Anyway, what's the cringiest thing y'all do in y'all's relationship? She's gonna answer all these. You got more questions ready? Okay, you still got time.
you got some time. I would say the most cringiest thing, and this falls on my part, because he is so much taller than me. I look at him up, and I
Wait.
literally say Uppies.
Oh, Uppies. Oh.
Uppies, like he has to pick me up. And
If y'all could see what Barbie's doing.
literally, I'm staring at this man like this. I'm like, Uppies.
That's funny.
I
Man,
would say
that's
that's
good.
the most cringiest part, or me
Yeah.
calling him frying pan.
Yeah. Oh man, that was good. Get a tattoo of a jelly bean or get bean-boozled. We got somebody who we have a tattoo plug, so we can make it happen
How quickly? Because I leave in
tomorrow.
right now.
Tomorrow.
Realistically,
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
You get a tattoo of a jelly bean over a bean-boozled?
Have you? I literally said this earlier. I choose chaos.
let me text my wife.
All right. I guess. All right.
If
We'll keep
if I
everybody
get a
updated.
bean, can I get a butterfly too?
If you eat a bean,
No.
No,
Can I? If I get a bean, can she give me a butterfly too while she's at it?
A bee on a
Or a
bean.
bee, like a bee with a bean.
Or what about
Yeah, we'll
what about
discuss
a
that.
bean that's really a bee and it has wings like a bee?
I just want a bee. That's all I want. I just want a bee.
Okay.
So if I get a bean, I get a bee.
Ooh, this one you won't answer this one.
Okay.
Name drop your least favorite coworker. Who's the last place in your heart?
Sergeant Karaoke.
Dang. That's crazy. She's good at this. Ooh, dang. What do you got? She's going to answer all of them, huh?
What's the worst thing you've ever done in your life?
What's the worst thing you've ever done in your life? Be safe still. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
No, she has to tell us or the bean.
Or the bean.
Or the bean.
I'm a PR
What's
coach.
the like? worst thing in my life would like in
The
what?
worst thing
Mistake.
where we have to mute this audio.
You see, I'm not that roughy tuffety. The only thing that pops into my mind is when I was in high school and I printed out multiple photos of my teacher with like when he was bald, and I just plastered them all over the classroom.
Dang.
That's the only
wild.
thing I can think of right now.
That's insane.
All right.
But homie just had to look at me and be like, "Take these down," and I'm like, "Yes, sir."
Yeah. Okay. And you know what? She wins. We got bean-boozled.
Yes, you did.
All right. Well, honestly, you know what? We can save these for another time.
Is this the first segment of bean-boozled you've done?
Yes. So last.
You picked the wrong person
I
to start
know.
with.
Oops. But shout out to Claire for suggesting, bean-boozled. Our guest that wasn't on camera on episode 5, I believe, suggested bean-boozled as a little funny skit that our guest can participate in. And like you can suggest any skit that we can do on any guest. This just goes to show that we listen to our feedback. And if you have any suggestions, just let us know and we'll do our best to get it on the podcast. Obviously, if the skit is very expensive, we probably won't do it. This alone was maybe like €7, so it was doable.
I'm just saying, how about me and you both do? And then
Just
we
one
both
and
try.
done?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
So then
Well, a parting gift right here.
Yeah.
All right. I spent for you though. Oops.
Okay, and I spin for you.
Okay.
What did it fall on? Did it really fall on the other one?
It fell on the Blackmore, the stink bug, or the toasted marshmallow.
So
What the
yet
heck,
again, it was stuck in between those.
Okay.
Here.
I think
And
this is
for
yours
you?
right here. I put yours in there. What is that?
Congratulations, you got the cappuccino one. We
Aw,
really did the
dang it.
opposites.
All right, I put yours in there. I think it's like the darker brown one with the spots on it. Are you smelling them?
Yeah, I'm smelling it.
Oh man.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
I got death. I definitely got the stink bug.
Oh,
know
dude.
I did.
I got the cappuccino. Can't eat it though. Yeah, it's a cappuccino. Dang, I haven't had a cappuccino in forever. Is it bad?
No.
Oh, dang, I feel bad. You want a waterfall? Like, waterfall? Wait, you didn't have to eat it. I was just kidding. I'm sorry.
I hate that.
Yes, bean-boozled. Thank you for that. Let's end it off with... So every episode, we give our guest a gift. So the gift is behind... Yes, don't show it.
Oh, it's wrapped.
So it's handmade, homemade.
Oh.
It's Noah Sebastian from Bad Omens.
Yeah.
And we figured it was small. It was small enough for you to kind of pack, and then you can post it onto your new place. I've been actually listening to Bad Omens lately. I'm kind of late to the game. I actually really enjoy them. They kind of remind me of the new Bring Me the Horizon. They have kind of like, that new kind of punk.
This was your doing, wasn't it? Your suggestion?
No. I heard you say it.
You heard me?
Yeah. Remember when we were in the room and you were about to karaoke and you're like, I only scream. And then like you said Bad Omens or something. And I was like, I took a mental note of that. So,
Bad
yeah, they're
Omens
pretty
is
cool.
like my favorite band.
Yeah,
It's so great.
Yeah, I don't know what happened here, so sorry about that. But that little smear or whatever.
Oh, it's okay.
Okay, but we're glad. So that it's on there. It's not a sticker. So there goes Noah Sebastian. It's a good band, by the way.
Noah,
Y'all should
if you
definitely
ever
listen to
watched
them.
this,
They got
please
the-
hit me up. I want a signature.
Oh yeah. So do you have any closing remarks for the podcast? Anything that we cover that you kind of want to close out? Maybe say to the audience, maybe say something to someone specifically, or like talk to the junior enlisted. Nothing.
I just say full send.
Full send. You heard it here, for folks.
Full send. As long as it's not against the UCMJ. Full send.
Full send. We love to hear it. Thank you for that. And, thank you for being our guest today. Episode 7, it was a pleasure having you, and, continue to do what you do. And we're happy to have you on the podcast, and, your video will always be with us. And we hope that you take it and then do whatever you want with it, really. But everyone who's listening, as always, thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate our audience and our listeners. We always want to give back to y'all. We have a lot of things planned. I know that the Freedom Fest is coming out soon, so we're going to try to be out there live. Well, not live, but, be out there for the people. So we're very excited. We got some things in the works. So be sure to keep tuning in. And as always, we appreciate you. We love you. And thank you so much.